Hi everyone, my name is Gary. Welcome back to Spiritual Essentials, a practical spirituality series where I cover spiritual tools that are indisputably helpful that you can start using today to begin or enhance your spiritual practice. Today we're going to talk about meditation, the most fundamental skill in any spiritual practice. So let's talk about why that is, what is meditation, and how do you meditate? Every religion and spiritual tradition either practices meditation or has elements that are meditation based in it. For example, one could argue that prayer is a type of meditation, and that's a topic that I will come back to in the future. I'm not a religious expert, so I might be wrong about that, but I don't think anyone would assert that sitting still in a silent contemplation somehow goes against their religion or worldview. Correct me if I'm wrong. And similarly, not even the most ardent skeptic would claim that meditation is useless or somehow harmful. And that's because it doesn't really matter if you meditate in order to advance on your spiritual path or just for improving the quality of your day-to-day life. You're going to benefit from meditation either way. The spiritual benefits of meditation include quieting your mind, focusing your intent, becoming more present in your body, and tapping into your emotional state, attuning to more subtle energies in and around you, as well as opening the gate to advanced practices such as astral projection and ESP. And even if you're not really pursuing any of those things, you're still going to benefit from meditation in many ways, such as improved focus, better memory, better quality of sleep, and improved emotional regulation. So, what is meditation exactly? The most common way to explain it is you sit still in a place where you won't be interrupted for the duration of the session. You begin to breathe slowly, either focusing on your breath, the sensations in your body, or a mantra, which is a word or a phrase that you repeat over and over in your mind. And you continue to do so until your thoughts begin to quiet down, and ideally until they cease completely. And when that happens, you find yourself in a profound state of peace and introspection. But this explanation mostly describes the outer form of meditation, without so much explaining what's really going on inside you. And so the way I like explaining this part is using an analogy of a pond. Imagine yourself in a beautiful garden in front of a pond. In the pond, there are fish swimming around. And as they swim, they disturb the surface of the pond. Those fish are your thoughts, and the more attention you give them, the more active they become. Your task is to learn to observe the fish passively, just allowing them to swim by, acknowledging them, but not giving them any of your attention. And the more you do that, the more they will calm down, until the surface of the pond becomes completely still, at which point you will see your own reflection in the water. And thus you arrive at the state of the observer observing the observer. And when you arrive at that point, powerful transformation can begin to happen. For most people, it takes a lot of practice to arrive at that final stage, but you don't really have to get there in order to start seeing benefits from meditation. In fact, even 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough for you to start seeing big changes. The practice I described earlier, where you sit quietly and you pay attention to either the sensations in your body, your breath, or a mantra, is commonly referred to as mindfulness meditation and is the most universal and well-known meditative practice. And this is the one I recommend starting with when you're just getting into meditation. There are other types of meditative practices that build on the foundation of mindful meditation and add extra elements to it. For example, loving kindness meditation, where you don't simply focus on your body or your breath or a mantra, but instead you focus on feelings of love. And if you do use a mantra, it is specifically geared towards feelings of compassion and love, unity and healing. The goal of loving kindness meditation is to develop and strengthen unconditional love and compassion towards yourself and those around you, even those people that you might not typically like so much. Active meditation is another type of meditative practice that is commonly used. And the interesting thing about it is you might be using active meditation without even being aware of it. For example, if you're someone who is fond of taking long walks in the park or a forest, then you are likely practicing a form of active meditation. Eckhart Tolle likes to use an example of making tea as a type of active meditation. As you go through the motions of boiling the water, preparing the herbs, brewing the tea, pouring it into your cup, and taking a sip, try to stay present in each step of the process. There's a whole category of meditation called gazing, and the fundamental principle of gazing is that you choose an object in your external environment, and then, as the name suggests, you gaze at it for a period of time. Some people gaze as a daily practice, in which case it is recommended to choose one object and use it for every session. And every time you do that, you will discover something new. But there are many other types of gazing that you can experiment with, such as fire gazing, where you can gaze at a candle or a campfire, or shadow gazing, which is a really interesting concept, where you have two candles and you set them up in such a way that they cast shadows that intersect each other, and you gaze at the intersection of their shadows. There's also water gazing, where you gaze at a body of water, just like in the pond metaphor I used earlier, except you're gazing at an actual physical pond. But if you feel compelled to visualize an imaginary pond in your mind's eye, then you're performing a different type of meditation called visualization. There are many objects or scenarios that you can visualize in your meditation, depending on what you're trying to achieve with it. For example, there were studies done on groups of athletes, where the first group would perform their exercise routine as usual. The second group would visualize it in their mind, and the third group would do both. And the third group would typically outperform the other two groups. So visualization can aid you in your athletic performance, but it also can help you prepare for a difficult conversation by simulating it in your mind, or it can help you achieve deeper relaxation if you visualize a soft glow in your body that relaxes your muscles, or you imagine yourself in a relaxing environment. These categories of meditative practices are just a few of many, and even within each category there is a lot more to discuss, which I'm planning to do in future videos. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about what you will need in order to start your meditation practice today. First, you would need a quiet environment where you wouldn't be disturbed for the duration of the meditation. And if a quiet environment is impossible to arrange, then you can always use headphones and listen to some relaxing music or binaural beats. You should either sit or lie down comfortably, and begin to breathe. There are many breathing techniques available, but generally it's recommended to start by breathing in slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth, and continue to breathe in that manner. And as you do so, You can choose to either continue focusing on your breath for the duration of the meditation, or switch your attention to your body as a whole, or start scanning your body from top to bottom or bottom to top, relaxing each muscle. And of course, if you're just getting started, I recommend only focusing on your breath for a while, until you get comfortable, and then to begin experimenting with other techniques. Another thing I always recommend is to start small with 5 to 10 minutes, because even that is enough to build your consistent practice and to show benefits. There's a popular Zen saying that goes like this: you should meditate for 20 minutes a day, and if you're too busy, then meditate for an hour. And of course, it's a tongue-in-cheek way to teach you about the value of meditation. Because if you feel like you're too busy, it probably means that a lot of your day is occupied by distractions. And the more you meditate, the more you can focus your mind and minimize distractions, thus making more time for the important tasks and important and meaningful things in life. I encourage you to share your experience with meditation down in the comments or in the Discord community. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And if you'd like to support my work even further, please check out the links in the description below, where I have my website, my Etsy store, and my second channel. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.